Porcio, TopVelocity.net. Pitching announcement here of Matthew, going to pair him up with Cody Hall. So Matthew taking you out of leg lift, taking Cody out of leg lift. So Cody's just sitting longer, riding forward and down at the same rate. I'm going to use the arrow. And you can see you're not sitting as aggressively moving forward and down. You've kind of hit your end of range pretty early, which probably more than likely your hip isn't as mobile. As you can see Cody, and a lot more hip abduction, hip flexion. And then because you don't get as linear, so this back shin doesn't get as linear. Okay, it's Cody here. For some reason it doesn't want to. There we go. Okay. Yeah, there's just too many things that are not allowing it to do it. Whatever. You can see this shin here. This shin angle is a lot more linear than your shin angle. So from there, Cody's in a good position to drive. So as he opens, he drives. You can see the shin is still down. You get a low shin. You get a long stride. So good momentum on a leg lift, good linear back leg to get the shin down and drive into landing. Gives you good power, peak power into landing. So you can see as you're reaching out, you look like you're even shifting weight to front leg as your back leg is turning down. And then when you land here, your foot is still in the rubber. So you see the big differences of foot off the rubber, foot on the rubber. And that's going to affect propulsion. So your back leg rotated, so you can see the hip coming around. Probably even similar hip positions. I would say Cody's probably a little bit more through. And your shoulder orientation is similar. I would say your glove is a little bit more tucked here than Cody's. So what's the difference here? Shorter stride length. So longer stride length here. Shorter stride length here. Okay. You see early gloves. So that typically happens. The glove will go early because there's less momentum driving the back hip here. So the glove is not going early because he's got the good momentum. And so that's typically what happens. Your glove overcompensates for the lack of that. So from here, as the arm lays back and the momentum starts to transfer, you can already see Cody's trunk is starting to push more forces forward. You're getting a more forward trunk. This is where the angle tool would probably help. Okay. You're getting a more forward trunk. He's getting a more forward trunk, which means momentum's transferring, so significantly more momentum forward. And then all the way to release, you can see it almost looks similar here, but look at your back foot. Your back foot is still on the rubber, which means your weight's still in the rubber. There, you can see the back leg is still in the rubber because it didn't propel, it didn't drive the same amount of force. You can see Cody's back leg recoiling. Your back leg is just kind of anchoring down. All right, so the things are going back to the drawing board is learning how to sit more forward and down at the same rate out of leg lift. How to maintain the load on your backside. So when you open or you go to land, you actually can push and accelerate and drive into landing to optimize your peak momentum, optimize hip rotation. And then as long as you stabilize front leg from there, then you're going to get a bigger transfer of energy. So it's really working on all the lower half stuff like drive drills, the med throws to be able to do this in separation, do this both chest open. All those med throws will really help you master this, because if you don't create the energy in your lower half with the med throws, you wind up just using your arm and you really can't throw them well. So those would be great, plus all the lifting, mobility work, all this stuff needs to be applied and ultimately work to achieve the ranks and levels that the program lays out.